Anthony Blinken has said that Israel has effectively lost sovereignty in the north because people don't feel safe to go to their homes. I think I can safely say that if this is what a loss of sovereignty looks like, then let's have some more of it. People don't feel safe going to their homes. Hi, birds. Well, they seem to look safe taking horseback rides. This has nothing to do with Hezbollah. This has to do with the fact that Israel, the state of Israel, got off to a really bad start. The founder, first prime minister of the state of Israel, Ben-Gurion, his vision was Israel being a normal state like every other state, that there should be prostitutes here like everywhere else, and drugs here like everywhere else, and corruption here like everywhere else. That was his vision, you know. Got off to a real bad start. And then there were many immigrants that came into the country, and somebody came up with the good idea of how about if we make money to house these people by kidnapping and selling some of their children. You know, so they went about doing that. And the Orthodox imported Babylonian idolatry instead of returning to the old ways of our holy progenitors, updated to today's technology. So the state of Israel got off to a really bad start. And right there on the mountain, there's a grave there, you know, and they have these mass gatherings at the grave, and they dance with torches and all kinds of idolatrous nonsense. And this is the reason why Israel is losing sovereignty. There is a very, very difficult passage in the Book of Kings that people ignore, but we have to take it very seriously. It's when Hashem tells Eliyahu Hanavi that 7,000 will remain in Israel. All those who never bent their knee to Baal, and all those that never kissed him. And over the years, I've done as much as I could to try to interpret that passage as inclusively as possible. But I see, quite frankly, that the Jews themselves are not including themselves in that. And I'm afraid that's the way it's going to be. Not because I want it, not because it can't be interpreted any other way, but because the Jews seem to want it. It's a very dangerous proposition to come into the land of Israel until really one is ready to live in eternity. This is not just another place on the planet. Israel really is the Holy Land, and it's an eternal Holy Land. And if you try to come into it with some kind of a bad attitude, it's going to be hell on earth, and I mean literally. When I tell Jews this, they accuse me of being a Christian, which I think is really funny, because Christianity is one of the unfortunate results of their misinterpretations. Israel is meant for those who are ready to live in eternal peace. people who have really had enough of the troubles of the world. And if you try to come here with either some form of idolatrous practice or some kind of a bucket list or some kind of an idea of taking over and ruling over people and just, one of these nasty attitudes, Israel's going to mulch you. That's the reality. I haven't lost sovereignty over the North. This is exactly the way it's been for years, and this is exactly the way it's going to be for a very, very, very long time. Israel is in the process now of what's called the War of Gog and Magog, or Gog and Magog, which means that all of those who have interpreted Torah incorrectly and wanted some kind of war of Gog and Magog, thought that Israel had to do, Jerusalem had to be destroyed in order for it to rise from the ashes, I don't know what. All of this is Shabtaut, straight up. And what's actually happening is, this is a war against and all those facing who accepted that interpretation, facing one another in a state of war. They're mutually wiping one another out. That's what's going on here. So all of those, and I warned about this years ago. I warned and I warned and I warned, and nobody was listening. I told you that Hashem was going to wipe out all of the incorrect interpretations of the Jews, the incorrect interpretations of the Muslims, the incorrect interpretations certainly of the Christians, and nobody was listening. People thought, that little old lady doesn't know what she's talking about. That's unfortunate. It's really, really unfortunate when somebody won't accept the truth because it doesn't come in the packaging that they expected. That Hashem always does that. Hashem always sends the truth in a package that you didn't expect and a package that you don't particularly respect. Always. If you look back, that's the way it always was. Right? David HaMelech was the smallest of his brothers, and the one that they used to send out in the field to kind of like get rid of him, not have to deal with him. That's the way it always is. And those who don't accept the truth from whatever source it comes from, if it's a woman, if it's an old person, if it's the youngest brother in the family, whatever, Hashem always sends the truth. Look at Eliyahu, what a character he was. He still is. Yeshayahu. These were all people that the rabbis didn't respect, still can't respect, and Hashem always does that. Hashem always sends the truth in a package that only those who want to hear the truth will get it from, and all of the others will reject it out of hand because it doesn't come in the right wrapper. So what's happening is we are full force in the state of what the people who misinterpreted Torah called the War of Gog and Magog. There is no such thing. That's their interpretation. And because it's their interpretation, and because they've cherished it, and because they've wanted it, they wanted to see others suffer, they themselves are in that. You all outside of Israel can expect some really bad weather too. the storms are going to get worse. It's unusual that there's a Category 5 hurricane this early in the season. Yeah, I suggest you get your windbreakers on.